Meanwhile, let's talk more about with Michael Reagan, who joins us right now. I'm sure you're watching this unfold, sir. What are your thoughts when you're watching all of this go on?
Did you just say Roger Stone is a good person?
Well, President Trump said Roger Stone is a good person.
She was quoting the president.
Roger Stone has never been a good person. Both can be true. The poor woman, on this, way out of bounds with what she did, but at the same time, Roger Stone can be guilty. And so, Roger's got to roll the dice. Does he accept the 40 months and say, I'm done, or try a new trial and be maybe found guilty again in a worse way than he was the first time? So it's really a roll of the dice, if you will, for Roger Stone. Well, let's be honest. Roger Stone is in this position because he's talked his way into a trial. He talked his way into this because that's the nature of Roger Stone.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. And he lied to Congress, tampered with a witness that some interpreted certainly as a physical threat. So when you say this is not a good person, Roger Stone's history goes back to the 60s, goes back to Nixon. And he has that Nixon tattoo on his back. And he says that that's resilience. That's what it reflected. That Nixon, as you're familiar with, lost the running for governor and eventually came back and won for president, as we all know. But it sounds like you must have had some personal connections with him to make you conclude he may be many things, but he's not a good person.
My father came to me in 1980 to approve the firing of Roger Stone, Paul Manafort, John Sears, and Charlie Black. I'm the guy who approved the firing of those people because of the way they were handling my father's campaign. And I said to the Trump people a long time ago, you will rue the day you bring Paul Manafort and Roger Stone into your building because they will, in fact, infect it and you will never get away from it. And I think I was absolutely right. Had trusted to me back in the day and not brought either one of them on board, he would not be facing many of the issues he's facing today. I mean, Roger Stone is suffering from working for Donald Trump and having people being after Donald Trump and going after everybody around him because they're not able to get to Trump. I understand that. And he's been used and abused. And so if he gets a pardon, I really certainly understand that from the President of the United States. But Roger Stone has never really been a good guy.
Well, and just so people know, those four all worked together. They were working together way back in the day. And I do remember in his documentary where Stone talked about how he had a class. He was a student, and he influenced the kids to vote a certain way, to vote for Kennedy by telling them that Nixon wanted to send them to school on Saturdays. And he learned from that even if something's not the truth, it can influence an election.
Best thing that Ronald Reagan did was call me. After I warned him of that after Iowa, and he lost the Iowa caucuses, I warned him about Stone and all of them. And he gave him the old father stuff. Thank you, Michael. Really nice. Nice of you to call. I know you're excited, so on and so forth. But then called me on the morning of the New Hampshire primary to fire them. And I will tell you, had Ronald Reagan stayed the course with Roger Stone, Paul Manafort, Charlie Black, and John Sears, he never would have won the presidency of the United States of America. But he got rid of them. And because he got rid of them, he was able to put people on board. There were more Reagan people, not party people, and ultimately won the presidency of the United States.
All right. Well, Mike.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing news channel, now in 65 million homes. Get Newsmax TV on all the major cable systems or go to newsmaxtv.com and click on the Find Newsmax tab to locate us. Remember, Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.